Hello everyone and welcome to Dragon's Demize here at Pax Unplugged. I am here with Ross from USAopoly, or The Op as we call it now. So thank you for joining me. And
glad to do it.
You are the first person to have brought your own Jenga to the Jenga interview.
Fantastic, it's great, I brought out the plate and everything, so we're good to go.
It's awesome, and so we're doing our Jenga interviews, but we've got slightly different colors this time. So we're going to go with the pink being the equivalent of our red, which is questions about the games. Then we've got the teal here, the bluish teal here, going to be our blue. So questions about the industry and how you got into the industry and things like that. And then the yellow this time is going to be our question about random things within the industry. So why don't you go ahead and give us the first poll?
Sure, sounds good. Let's go with I think I already kind of had that. Pink, there we go.
Alrighty. So, we were talking a little bit before we started that you like to, at USAopoly, take classic games like this one and give them a spin.
Right.
Like a little bit of a different spin, add something else to them. How do you come up with those things, and what are like some of the coolest ones that you've seen so far?
So we do a lot of, we've been working in games for 25 years,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. This year's our anniversary. And we've been doing a lot of stuff with Hasbro and the classic games with Jenga, Clue, Monopoly, Risk, Yahtzee, and so on. And we've got a whole design team in-house. We've got we have a lot of people that are working on games, from creative to design to all of that. And so we get to kind of play around with different things to do that. And you kind of take what you love about it and then just kind of twist it a little bit and find that extra little bit. So for example, we have a D&D Clue that came out this year, right? And based on 5th edition, the whole thing like that. But we've got like another adventure mode in it where instead of playing as your own character going around playing Clue, now you can play as a party and you're trying to figure out who did it and what kind of thing. So it's got there's a little bit of a twist on it too. And then in the game, the theme is you're getting invaded by a demon. Except his body's taken over.
Oh, that's cool.
So then within the game, there's certain spaces that you can go on. If you get the right dice roll, then you can also kind of get little demon invaded at the same time. So you're getting taken over. So it's like, oh my gosh, you got to like do Clue while also avoid getting, So it's like, how do you find it? Well, D&D has an adventure mode to it. So you just kind of find the things that really ooze that kind of theme, and you kind of plug it in. So it's awesome. Good.
Cool. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. I like that idea of like the twist on Clue, where it's like you don't know, and like you're like the demon, like that is just very much a D&D thing.
Oh, totally. And it plays right into the whole, I just into Avernus right now, which is the main D&D story going on. So
well, there we go.
It's great.
That's awesome.
Cool. Your pull now, right?
Alrighty, yep, my pull. Let's see, I'm going to pull. I'm going to go for, that one's a little bit.
Look at that.
There we go. Alrighty, so we got a blue one.
Okay.
So, question about like just the industry and just your time in here. How did you get started in board games? Like, what was the thing that got you into this?
So I used to volunteer for Privateer Press back in the day, and I was a press ganger back when they were doing War Machine, and I used to run events at the game stores and around in different places doing that. And I started volunteering at their shows at booths, at shows, so Comic-Con and Gen Con and stuff like that. And I really just love working in games. And then from there, they're like, hey, do you want to work for us and do that stuff? So I was the retail guy back in like 2010.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, I just went to other companies, and now I'm here at the Op. So I've just always really kind of found my place like in games. It's fantastic. I love it. I worked at a game store in high school and college, right? And so
there we go.
You just kind of do the progression and get to go.
That's always a really fun thing to just get into, like, and being part of the industry is just amazing.
It's such it's very welcoming. Everyone loves sharing information to like hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's just a very welcoming and very fun. And I think right now we've made a lot of big strides too to really increase that, right? Like make it way more inclusive, way more inviting, and so the more we can do, the better.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, I believe it's your poll.
It is my poll. Let's see here. See if we can get a yellow one. That's really.
Oh, that row seems pretty.
Oh, that was just, there we go.
There we go.
Random, right?
All right, yeah, random. So, one of our favorite questions to ask for this is, what are your other hobbies outside of board games?
Oh, fun. So I do a lot of medieval reenactment. So I do.
Really?
I do the SCA.
Nice. I actually was part of the SCA for a bit.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So about in Kaid, I'm actually a knight.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I do a lot of fighting. I run a pub fest at my house on Mondays, and we do sword fighting stuff. But I fight every Wednesday, and
Cool.
So it's good.
Yeah. What chapter?
So I'm at a Kaid, and so we're the Barony of Calafia.
Okay.
And it's pretty funny too. So in the industry, there's a lot of SCA people.
Yeah.
So Steve Jackson, the Jackson Games, he founded a Barony out in Anstiore.
Oh, dang.
Like 30, 40 years ago. Two of the guys from Greater Than Games, they were at Pensick last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a nice little crossover of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar interests, right? You know, medieval stuff. You got your D&Ds, you got your medieval games and miniatures. So yeah,
it's good.
Awesome.
Cool. Your pull, right?
Yep, my pull.
We're all on the same. Oh, there we go.
I go right there. Okay, so this game right here, we have Rick and Morty Jenga.
Yeah.
What is the difference between this and a regular Jenga?
So what's fun is we've got a couple of things here. Main thing is the die.
Yeah.
So we've got a die you've got to roll, and then that's kind of the ones you got to pull.
Okay.
So it adds just a little bit to it, and then it's playing from the episode where it's the microverse.
Okay.
Right. So we get the box over here, right, and so it's got the. It's a Rick's car battery.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Right. So
nice. That's amazing.
It's a fun little play. You got a lot of other little tiny things here where it's like, hey, here's traditional play, here's solo play, here's gameplay mode 2. So you got a whole stacking blocks thing. It's got a couple modes to it.
Nice.
It's pretty rad.
Awesome. And then I know that there are a few other types of Jenga that you guys have. Tell me a little bit about those.
So we've got a Bob's Burgers Jenga, and then we've got what was the new ones we came out with? I'm trying not to spoil next year's Jenga. I was like, oh these ones, can't do that. But we have some cool ones coming out for next year.
Awesome.
What did we do this year for Jenga? We did Bob's Burgers, and then we did. Oh, it's gonna hit Rick and Morty. It's gonna hit me. They made it. This is done. But we've got some really cool ones. I think one of the fun things we do is we've got where it crawls up.
Oh, okay.
So like you've got a little token, and it moves up the Jenga way as you're moving up, which is kind of a neat way to. Hey, you got to make sure that also while you're doing the Jenga, it doesn't go over.
Well, there we go.
I'll have to go remember which one that is, but
no worries.
Here we go here. So my pull now, right?
Yep, your pull.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
All righty, we got another random here. So, what is your favorite donut?
Caramel bar.
There we go.
Yeah, boom, boom.
Unequivocally, right there. We got a very solid answer there. I love it. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say?
There you go.
Delicious.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
You're full.
Well, I'm going to pull the one that you loosened up right here.
Okay.
And so I'm going to ask a little bit about the Harry Potter games because those have been a hit.
They're awesome.
I know that USAopoly, you're very well known for Monopoly, and different kinds like that. And then when I first really heard about you guys in the hobby game industry was when Hogwarts Battle came out.
Right.
And that was absolutely amazing. I got that for some of my friends, and it was just really, really interesting just how it's all been done. And now you also have your new Harry Potter games.
Right.
And how was that to just be able to create this completely new game about this IP that everone is just holy shit, this is an IP game that is actually really good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So being able to play around in the wizarding world is awesome.
Yeah.
Right, and we have a team back at the studio with Callie Mandel, Pat Marino, and then all of our graphic designers too that just love Harry Potter.
Well, there we
go. You can obviously tell in our games it oozes that, right?
Yeah,
so Hogwarts Battle, when it came out a few years ago, we wanted to make a game that was introductory to deck building and the hobby games, but still deep for those that love playing deep games, but also Harry Potter fans, it's a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
So it's not just the board gaming fans in Harry Potter. It's how do we make a game that anybody can play, right? And so it has that leveling up aspect to it, right?
Where the progression between
game 1,
the books.
game 2, game 3, game 4, game 7, and so on. And it's really kind of cool that we get to do that.
Yeah.
And so being able to, I think we had the idea was we wanted to make a game that everybody could play.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right? So we have our Hogwarts Battle, which you brought up. We have our new one that came out this year, which is Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yeah.
And so that's our dueling club game, which has been awesome. I don't know if you've played it yet.
I haven't played it yet.
So
I have to.
You play as a student from Hogwarts, so Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
and it's a tug of war kind of thing. So you're same mechanic where you're buying cards into your deck.
Okay, yeah.
You get your allies and items and friends, and then it's just kind of a quick little like 30-minute game max.
Yep.
Where because once you get your deck engine going, you're gonna go allies or heavy on hexes. Or, It really revs up. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then one of the cool things we get to do too in the game is all the spells that are on the cards. That's the exact way on how to cast them.
Oh, that's amazing.
So all the little images, I'm like, okay, it's that circle bit there, or here's the chevron on that. That's exactly how you do it.
So for all the Harry Potter fans out there, if you need like a really fun reference for how to do all these spells, just get that game.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then other little things we've put in, so like Hogwarts Battle, in order to play, like the age, we have 11 and up. Yeah. Even though an 8-year-old could do it. Yeah. But 11 is the year that you get invited to Hogwarts.
Oh, that's such a great,
so
like,
it's just,
I love it.
Right, it's the game one, you're going to go there.
It shows the attention to detail there. It's amazing. It's
very fun that we get to do that. And then, of course, a lot of our games are also the luggage, right, as you're going on, you do that. And then this year also we came out with Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yep, yeah, I've seen that one.
No, we didn't see that. Death Eaters Rising.
That's the one I think I saw announced pretty recently,
Yeah, and so that's like in our Rising engine game, and so that one you're recruiting heroes from across the wizarding world to fight against Voldemort and do all that, and so the cards have the little chocolate frog art on them too. It's
that's amazing. Oh, that's awesome.
Good.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. All right, I think it's your pull.
Yeah, it is my pull. Okay. Going for
all right, another game question. Right from the bottom. All right, so Star Wars.
Yeah.
I saw that there is the
Dark Side Rising.
Dark Side Rising. How much does that have in common with the Harry Potter game? Like
so Death Eaters Rising. So our Rising engines are very similar.
Okay.
So it's a dice engine cooperative game where you're fighting against the villain. Yeah. You're recruiting heroes from across the world, and then they're each have their own thing going on, right? Yeah. So in the Death Eaters Rising, Voldemort is taking over locations while also fighting against you. And then in Dark Side, Darth Vader is getting plans to build the Death Star.
Oh, okay.
So in Death Eaters, you can fight against Voldemort. In this one, you're just working to get against the Death Star. Okay. Which is very to Star Wars. And so in Dark Side, what's cool about it is it's all art that we made in-house based on iconic art there. And so it combines Rebels, Rogue One, Clone Wars, Episode 4, all into one art style.
That's amazing.
It is it's beautiful. Yeah. Right? And so Rick, our internal artist for that, he rocked it out. And it's just a really cool way to kind of play around in that, Empire, just getting going kind of world. So it's fantastic. It's a bummer that it's only EMEA, but you work to get it where you can. Yep, but exactly. it's a lot of fun.
All right.
So
awesome.
Cool. Your pull, right?
Yep, my pull. All right.
Oh.
Not that one. We had some fun interviews where someone really messed with us and just took the tower and absolutely like twisted it.
Oh wow!
And we were just like, "Oh God, it's gonna fall!" No, it's not. She was just like, "All right."
Cool.
So industry, you work with a lot of like gaining more IPs and things like that. So how have you been enjoying that? How's that been working? What is the process of approaching an IP and being like, hey, we want to do a board game about you guys?
So I think it's one of the things that we really excel at. Yeah. And that's our wheelhouse. We've been doing games for 25 years. Yeah. And we've worked with Disney for a majority of that time, like Marvel for like 20, and it's as we get more and more things we get to do, it's fun. I think we, it's just kind of like the eye we have for it, right? So like we just recently announced we're doing Games Workshop stuff, right? So we signed Talisman, so we're doing Batman, and then we're doing Kingdom Hearts. And so we either like we look at our catalog of what we have, and then if not, we can go get a new one. And then sometimes we're like, hey, well, what do we want to do with this, right? And so like with Batman, we already knew we wanted to do that. We were talking with DC, and they're like, oh, it's going to be the year of the villain. Yeah. Right? So being able to incorporate, now you're playing as all of Batman's Rogues Gallery, which is way more exciting anyway, because that's always, like Batman's, like his villains are what drives it, right? Yeah. And so being able to work with that is out really well. We've made a lot of really fun Munchkins. Right? So like with Rick and Morty Munchkin and Marvel Munchkin, Adventure Time Munchkin. This year we had DuckTales. Yep, I was just looking at that one. Right? I was just like, yep, DuckTales, there we go. And it's like, of course, because it's got the fun play on custom with DuckTales. So we were to go to see Jackson. They're like, oh my gosh, what do you think? And they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to do it. Right? So it's that fun. We kind of get to do what everybody does online. We're like, oh my gosh, I'd love to see this IP, this thing. Yeah. And then we're like, let's That's
let's
what we
make
do.
it happen. Let's go.
That's what we get to do, right? So
Yeah.
it's fun that we kind of get to play around with that, and working with great partners and great licenses. It's nice to be able to kind of be that bedrock of like, hey, when you think of a licensed game, like that's what we do.
Yep. All right.
So
cool.
here we go.
All right. Yeah, you're up.
It's my draw here. Okay.
All right. Is there any property that or game that you have like really wanted to do something with? Like one that you're like really looking forward to, like I want to do the Atlantis or something like that. Like,
you know what? It's funny is I will say yes.
Yeah.
And then I will say I wouldn't got it. Like we wouldn't got it as a team.
That's awesome.
And then that's it.
All right. Well,
So
look forward to
we'll
that
have
coming
to deal with
out.
all of it, but
Yeah.
but there definitely are like we have our wish list.
Yeah.
I think everyone has their wish list,
Always,
right?
yeah.
And so there are ones that are holy grails that you're
Yeah.
like, hey, let's try, and there's other ones where you're like, well, you know, there's so many rules, different things to do, and
Yeah.
I think it's one of the things where licensing games and brands and stuff, it's interesting to figure out all the little rules you can do. Like I don't know more, but like Harry Potter, like characters can't die in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they get stunned, they get moved around, they get different things, but they can't do that. So
Yeah.
it's finding those different rules there. And so kind of once you know those things, finding out what you can do and what you can't do is great.
Yeah.
Like I love how many Marvel games there are right now, right? Like
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
doing Marvel for a long time, but I think 4 new Marvel games got announced this year,
Yeah.
and it's just great because rising tides.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We're
there
all
we go.
good.
Cool. All right. Let's see. What have I got? I'm gonna go for. Let's see what we got. Please. Oh, there's one.
Oh.
That one straight from the middle. All right. Put that one there.
Okay.
And then, what comes first? The IP or the game design?
Well, I think for our boat, so we have a whole design studio,
Yeah.
right? And we have a creative team and all of that. I can't go too much into that.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course. Yeah.
But it's a nice mix.
Yeah.
Sometimes it all comes together really well. Sometimes you really want to do a thing. Sometimes you don't.
Okay.
So sometimes you're just making a game and be like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? So there's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
And there's no we have a set way. It kind of has a bunch of different ways to come together.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Your pull.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, getting tricky.
I know, right?
Yeah. One of the cool things about Jenga is that the blocks are not even.
Oh, that flew it out
Oh,
really
okay.
well.
There we go. All right. About a game. All right. So, what is your favorite game that is like either out now or like been announced?
From us?
Yeah.
So right now, I've really been enjoying playing Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Hard's been a blast. I found this year that I am not a good John McClane, right? Which I was like, oh,
is anyone a good John
No,
McClane?
I mean that's true, right? And so it's been a blast to play, and right into the holiday season too.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends like, oh my gosh, you got to bring Die Hard over, and I'm like, yeah, of course we're going to do that. So it's been cool. It was a unique mechanic.
Yeah.
So
why don't you tell me about Die Hard? I don't know too much about the game.
Yeah. Well, so Die Hard, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. But so it's a one versus all game.
Yeah.
So we're John McClane versus the Thieves.
Okay.
And so the board unfolds as you go along.
Oh,
So
that's
it's-
amazing.
So Act 1, the board is all folded up, and then you're playing as John, and he's trying to. It's very thematic.
Yeah.
So he's got goals he needs to do. He needs to get some shoes. He needs to get the walkie-talkies, and he needs
Yeah.
to save some hostages. Right. And then each act as he goes on, he get more things he needs to do. And then the thieves are trying to stop John and then unlock the vault.
Yeah.
So they've got a cards they're going to play face down, and then there's a main thief token,
Yeah.
or I've been calling it the grouper token.
Yeah.
And so then they'll take all those cards, then play them all up, and they will line them up based on the card number up top. And then the middle card, they'll play that. It's all tactics based.
Yeah.
So it's a move, shoot, attack, move again kind of thing.
Okay.
And then the numbers up top help them unlock the vault.
Okay.
So even though it's based in 3 acts, there's overarching things that are in the game. So John, it's his deck.
Yeah.
That's his life.
Yeah.
So as he gets shot and gets hurt, he loses cards out of his deck.
I love that kind of
He
mechanic.
can't draw them back. And then the thieves, all those vaults codes, they'll unlock them. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And the more they unlock, the more cards they can draw, the more damage they can do to John. And that will keep on going each act 1, act 2, act 3.
Yeah.
So that's going on too, which is pretty cool. So Act 1, it's there. Act 2, it folds up.
Yeah.
Act 3, it goes, and then a full board.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's pretty rad, and so he's on the starting out. Act 2, that's when they have the rocket launcher to shoot against the cops. They can shoot the glass.
Yeah.
And then Act 3, you're on the roof. You got to get the more FBI guys, right? And then you got to go at the end fight Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, it ends up being very, very to the nose.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, even though you're like, oh my gosh, I'm running low on cards. Am I going to get there in time? The thieves are like, oh my gosh, we've almost unlocked the vault.
Yeah.
Somehow the game always finds itself back to back. Like, in the last couple turns there, you're on the final thing. You've only got maybe one more draw you're going to get. You know, and the thieves are like, okay, we only need a couple more plays.
Yeah.
And that's the game, right? And so it's
go.
full of great art, a lot of cool quotes and themes. It's all in there. It's good to go.
Amazing. I mean, that's again, attention to detail in these kinds of games is really, really cool.
Yeah, and then all the art's red and green too. It kind of plays into that whole thing, and so
Yeah.
it's good. And it's got replayability. Like, I've played the game a lot this year.
Yeah.
And you can play as the thieves, you can play as John. If you play a very aggressive John, where you're taking out thieves, they can bring more back. So you don't want to do it too much, because then you got to make sure that you're moving forward.
Yeah.
Right. I found if you go too forward and then you didn't grab the right item, then you got to go back. And they just get more times just the pot shoot you, and you're like, ah, crap, now I'm losing cards. And so it said, I like playing as a thief better. It's a little more relaxing.
Yeah.
Because like with John, like you feel the pressure as you're getting closer.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
You said it's a one versus many, right? Yeah. So you got more people at least on the thief side, and then like one person's like John, like, all right, gotta defeat you guys.
Yeah, I gotta do it up. But you can call it the events and do all kinds of cool stuff. So it's good.
Awesome. All right, my pull, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh.
Nope.
Saw that one move, but I'm going to try for a yellow. Is there anything that I can move? Nope, definitely not those. All right, well, I saw this one move, so I'm just
there we go. Now we're getting into
that one.
The full stack here.
Yeah, getting precarious now.
Right.
Alrighty. Board game industry. So, more of a question about like your things, and like you said that you were a war gamer at first, or are you still a war gamer?
I still play 40K. I bought the new Christmas Protocol stuff, so yeah.
All right. So, what brought you over from the whole war game camp? Like, what was the progression to bring you into like the more like hobby board games that last an hour rather than 4?
I think what's really cool is board games you can bring a board game to a party.
Yeah.
Everybody can play.
Yeah.
Right, and it doesn't require having the armies and doing the painting and doing the terrain, which that's all great.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But it's almost like
a lot of fun.
half hobby, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with my guys. I'm going to paint. I'm going to do it up, which is awesome. And you had like I used to run a league and a big club where we all play together, do that monthly for a long time. But board games, like we've got so many games now, and it's awesome because like once you know your group, you can bring this new stuff and do it all in. So I like that I get to work in games where I can just. We all get to do this part, and especially at the ops, we make so many cool games for all kinds of people.
Yeah.
Like Illustrations and Blank Slate. That's your party games going on there. Like the Talismans, hey, we're going to throw down into some stuff. Harry Potter's for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's nice to be able to have games that you can share with everybody. And I really enjoy that. I still get to play my minis games and do all these things. I hang out with all my buddies that do all that, and it's great. But being able to kind of have that nice cross section is good.
And what was the first game that, like, I guess whether it's war game or not, what was the first game that like got you into tabletop gaming?
So I grew up playing Risk and Grape Escape, in Jumanji, and the Jurassic Park game with my parents.
Nice.
So I was raised playing games.
All right.
So
just indoctrinated into the hobby from a young age.
In high school, like my core group, we played 40K. We played a lot of D&D.
Yep.
You know, and then from there, you're like, so like the game we play the most still is Medici.
Okay.
It's a Reiner Knizia game from like back in his like raw kind of days and everything. And I have the same box still. It's super beat up.
Oh wow, yeah.
But like that, and then Tigris and Euphrates. So those were like a lot of games I really enjoyed playing back then.
I mean, classics, right?
And then it's funny because in college I played a lot of Illustrations, and then when I started working at the op, I was like, oh my gosh. This is the game we played a whole bunch in college. Like, how cool was that?
I now get to work with these games that that are so iconic, especially with the op being around for 25 years.
Totally.
Like, you know, these are games that people grew up with.
Totally,
so
and
amazing.
it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So cool.
All right.
That was my draw, right? So now it's your go.
I think
I
think I drew, so it's your draw.
Okay, but yeah, because you were precarious with it.
Yes.
Ooh. I already touched it. We're going to go with it. I don't like any of that. Oh, man, that's rough.
All right. I think we're getting close to the end time, so why don't you pull... Oh, wait. No, you got to block. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Let's see. So, games. For Talisman that you were talking about. Can you tell me just a little bit about that game and like what it's about? You're very battle-oriented game, right?
Yeah. So Talisman is a roller movie adventure game. It's from Games Workshop, been around for 30 plus years, which is super cool. So we have 2 versions of it. We have our Batman one, where you're playing as his rogues gallery going around, and then Batman is also in the game, and he's tracking you down, which is pretty cool. And that one, it's very head-to-head, very sepia-tone board. It's all New 52 art, which is super cool, great miniatures. And then in Kingdom Hearts, it's a much more co-op kind of thing. So you're still playing to have one person win. Oh, we're doing a video, it's all good. You're rocking out? So no, you're all good, man. And so we've got that, but it's if you land on the same space, then you team up to fight a Heartless. And so it's so it keeps that nice Kingdom Hearts flavor on it. The board is all custom illustrated art. It's all fantastic art from there. You've got characters like King Mickey and Sora, and it's just good times.
Awesome.
And then we've also streamlined our Talisman games where instead of thinking like the normal, like, hey, it's going to be an all-day game, we've made a lot more travel motion places, so you can move around a lot more and do a lot of places. You can kind of move in and out and level up a lot quicker.
Well, there we go.
It's good.
That sounds great.
Here we go. I know we're getting closer to the end here, so.
I'm going to go one more for me. Let's see. What do we got? Nope, that one's a little bit. Precarious.
Oh, man.
Alrighty. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So, is there any game in the pipeline right now that, like, you really want to hype up?
So many.
Okay. Can you choose one?
I can't.
No, you can't. All right. Give me a few. Like, what is your pitch for some of the ones that you are the most excited about?
Well, 2020 games, I can't talk about it all. But for games this year, games that we did this year, D&D Clue's been fantastic. Geek Out Disney has been super cool. We've done stuff with like the Toy Story game. Those are all like hard hitters. Like, I've been bringing home to play with friends.
So what is the Toy Story game? Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So Toy Story game, Obstacles and Adventures. It's based on our deck engine building game. So you're playing as Buzz, Woody, Jesse, Rex, and Bo Peep. And you're playing through the 4 animated full-feature films. And then the 2 animated shorts.
Awesome.
So like, Harry Potter games, you're playing through each game. This one very, very similar. So you're playing through the first movie, second movie, third movie, Halloween special, holiday short, and then the 4th movie. And which we couldn't release it at Origins because the movie hadn't come out yet.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we're like, oh yeah, it's got spoilers in it. So
it's like, you gotta wait a little bit.
Gotta wait a little bit. So it does all that. But what's very fun about this one is it's more co-op than even Hogwarts Battle.
Oh wow.
So it's got a lot of cards where if you've got like the Army Men, they have a lot of abilities where if I play one down and you have one in your hand, an extra token happens. You can draw some more points.
Oh, nice.
There's stuff where if I put this card down, if other cards have that out, you all heal a little bit. So the swing of the co-opness is very cool. The flow of the damage done to your characters is much wider. You have like 10 health now instead of 5. So you can take some swings, take some hits. So you got to kind of gauge that a little bit too. And then every board has a tracker as you're going down. So in Hogwarts Battle, you would put the skulls on the locations. In this one, it travels through the movie. So you've got to like make sure, because if it gets too far, then you draw on 2 cards and it gets a lot faster. So you kind of got to gauge it appropriately. Very, very fun. And it's the same kind of thing where it starts out easy, it gets harder. So
that's
fantastic.
Awesome. All right. Well, why don't you give us the last pull, and for this one, just go ahead and pull anything. Let the tower fall.
Got it. Ready?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Keep going. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. Oh man, I love when this happens. It's just like, all right. See, how far can we go? This is what happens when we play with people who like know Jenga. We always get like to this point.
Right. Oh,
is it gonna go?
Yeah.
Gonna go?
It's I cheated a little bit there, but
still alive. All right, that yellow. Oh, it's staying.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, hold it here.
Yeah. think the most precarious Jenga tower we've had yet.
Well, we're not putting them on top either,
yeah.
but and that's it, right?
All
So there we go. Ready?
Yep. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna leave with one last question.
Okay.
If you were to have to take one game onto a desert island and be the only game that you could play on that desert island, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. Is it solo played, or I got friends to play with, or?
Let's say that you could play it either solo or with the coconut that's across from you, who now has developed a personality.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I think from our line, I'd do Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Okay.
I think that'd be great, and then probably Twilight Imperium if I could just do that for that. So
yeah, they're hard-headed, those coconuts.
They
so
really are. Yeah. Space battles it up, right? So it'd be good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Awesome.
It's been great.
Thank you so much for joining us for this interview.
Glad to do it.
And thank you all for joining us, and be sure to stay tuned for more coverage from PAX Unplugged.
There we go.